Greetings. Welcome to today's presentation. Now, today's topic is Singapore versus Jamaica economy, shocking 60 years comparison. Now, both Singapore and Jamaica were ruled by the British government. We were British colonies for well over hundreds of years, at least in Jamaica case, longer than Singapore probably. But we get independence at the same time. With Jamaica independence, 1962, and Singapore independence, 1963. Now, when we get independence, our economies was about the same. Our Jamaica is slightly better than Singapore. But Singapore had to go through more turmoil than Jamaica did, because when Singapore get independence, 63, and what led to the independence of Singapore from the UK was that during World War II, or the beginning of World War II, or sometime during World War II, the British government, or the British Empire, did not protect Singapore as a colony as they should, and so Japan invaded Singapore. Of course, Japan invaded China as well, and ruled China for a period of time. So because in World War II, Japan invaded Singapore, Singapore nationalism rise up against the UK, and eventually get independence in 1963. And then when they get independence, they weren't sure what to do in 63, so they joined Malaysia and become one country with Malaysia and Singapore. But that led to some riots in the streets, because you have most of the people in Singapore were from China, were Chinese ethnicity, and they outnumbered the Malaysians 3-1 in Singapore. And Malaysia didn't like that. And so by 1965, just after 2 years of becoming one country, Malaysia, get rid of Singapore and say, we don't want you to be part of our country because of Chinese influence. And so Singapore was sort of in the first few years of independence, they were sort of couldn't find their own feet, high employment rate, all that stuff happening. And just look at the economies of Singapore. So in 1960, the Singapore GDP per capita was $428 in 1960. And Jamaica, 1960, our GDP in Jamaica was $426. So almost the same thing, 1960. By 1970, the Jamaican GDP has risen in 10 years from 426 to 756, just below double between 60 and 70. But on the other hand, Singapore, from 428 1960 to 926 in 1970, just above double. It wasn't much difference in there, but Singapore performed a bit better than Jamaica in that they just over double their economy in 10 years, while Jamaica just under double in 10 years, from 60 to 70. But in 1970 to 80, that's where Singapore really come into itself, because by 1980, the Singapore GDP per capita was $5,000, and that's where Jamaica is now. So in 1980, they like, that's about what, more than five times, from $926 US dollars per capita to just under $5,000 per capita. So that's more than 5 times. They double up, 5 times their GDP rate. While Jamaica, between 1970 and 1980, they moved from $756 to $1,255. So they less than double again in that 10 years. While Singapore went 5 times their amount. And they continue in 2000, and this is where Singapore really leaves Jamaica behind. Because in 2000, while Jamaica just increased so in 20 years, from 1980 to 2000, Jamaica went from $1,200 US dollars to $3,400 US dollars in 20 years. So that's about 2.5 times, okay, less than 3 times in 20 years. while at the same time in Singapore, for 20 years between 1989 and 2000, they went from 5,000 US dollars to 23,000 US dollars. So that's like almost 5 times they went between 80 and 2000, 5 times. And then from 2000 to 2020, again they triple from 23,000 US dollars to 61,000 US dollars. They triple their GDP, almost triple. I'll leave figures, in the comments or in the description below. You can see it for yourself. And then again, between 2020 and 2022, last year, Singapore GDP went from 61,000 per capita to $82,000 per capita. All right. So in Jamaica, between 2020 and 2022, we went from just under 5,000 to just under 6,000. So that's where Singapore leaves Jamaica behind, big time. And that's why I keep saying that the Jamaican tourism industry, the country must grow by 10% per annum. All the politics in Jamaica is nonsense if it's not about the economy. There's a phrase in America, the last 50 years, I think, are they about, where they says that every election time they says that it is the economy, stupid. That phrase you hear that phrase every time America having a general election in the campaign. You always hear that phrase. It's the economy, stupid. That means that you're stupid if you don't understand that the whole point of the government and the election is to see which government can grow the economy better. And I believe that until Jamaicans come to a point where they realize that every election time going to come, especially in the last year before the general election, the two main political parties, the background should be who can grow the economy better. And at this stage of our development, below 10% per annum is nothing. And I believe that it can easily be done through foreign investment, direct foreign investment. It was, when Singapore in 1960, after they get independence in the 60s, they didn't want to, they leave the British Empire, and their neighbors didn't want them. So their neighbors, like China, with the conflict, and then Malaysia, and so they never ignored them. You see, and so they were left on their own, not know what to do. You have skirmishes in the street. You have squalors, people high unemployment rate. All that stuff was happening in Singapore in the early 1960s. And you know what they did? They have to they leapfrog their neighbors in and around in Asia where they are, and they link up with America and some other countries, and form the that's how they did the logistics hub. Because on the British Empire, the British usually use Singapore as a port, as a logistics port, and there's a term for that. I forget the term now. I think it's petro or something like that. But the term means that all ships could go to Singapore and offload their goods and then sort them out and restock them and go to wherever place they want to go to without paying any money to the Singapore government. And that's what it was used for. So Singapore now start to charge people, the ships them who want to come to use their ports, but it takes time. And they went through a massive education program, and then what they did, and they used tourism industry as well. So the people who weren't could make it on an educational level to join like the logistics hubs or different business enterprises, they were used in tourism industry. And that's where Jamaica is lacking right now. And let me say this as well. Singapore has 10 million tourists every year, and Jamaica have 4 million. You see? So even in what Jamaica is good at, Singapore leave us behind. Because so under the British Empire, they use Singapore as a logistics hub, and so they continue. Under the British Empire, they use Jamaica as a tourism area, because tourism was the wealthy people from Europe and America go to Jamaica in the winter and stay there and relax and enjoy the sun and the sea and the sun and all that stuff. So that was happening from under the British Empire and short of independence. They tried to develop tourism, to replace the British, subsidies, all that stuff. But it just didn't work out. So that's what we have. So in the same way, how Singapore developed a logistics hub that the British started when they were under the British Empire, it's the same way we should have developed the tourism industry in Jamaica, which was started from in the time of the British. And Jamaica is the first country in the world, I think, to start these large all-inclusive hotels. So we were there a long time ago. We invent that. We invent big all-inclusive hotel. That's come from Jamaica. So we should have just double up that. What we should have done like Singapore is what we are good at. Double up our economy should be double every 10 years. Like Singapore economy double every 10 years. Singapore has been growing by between 8 and 10% per year on average every year for the past 60 years. For the past 60 years, they grow every single year on average. Sometimes they go like 20%, or sometimes they might go back to 5%, but on average, 8 to 10% every year. We in Jamaica, we are growing by 1 to 2% every year for the last 60 years. That's why we are so far behind. And let me say this, Singapore is smaller than St. Elizabeth. St. Elizabeth, Jamaica is larger than Singapore. Singapore is a city-state. Singapore is 433 square mile. St. Elizabeth is 486 square mile. So we are bigger than Singapore. You know something? The tourism industry could develop Jamaica to have like 10 cities. St. Elizabeth could be a city with 2 or 3 million visitors each year. A city in St. Elizabeth, not the whole parish, as a city. That's how we're lacking behind, and it should be done through direct foreign investments. The foreigners come build the hotels, and forget this nonsense about hotel workers are like slaves because they're just like in the suit and or whatever we call it, the shirt and the tie and whatever. That's nonsense. I go to on holidays in European countries, whether it be Portugal, Lanzarote, mainland Spain, and that's what the dress as well. So it doesn't do with slavery. That is mental slavery. So anything that look like slavery, we reject it because we say, oh, it look like slavery when it's good for us. So remember in Singapore now, they use the people who were poor, not poor, but less people who didn't have the wits to become highly educated, put them in tourism industry. There are hundreds of thousands of people in Jamaica who will not make it on the educational scale to get high job and high paid job, but they can be effective in tourism industry. Don't leave anybody behind. We need to put everybody, give everybody a start, in life. Let them work. Because those parents and grandparents in Jamaica in their 20s and 30s, 40s, 50s need to be at work. The kids must born and see their parents working and the grandparents working. Then they send their kids to school properly and fed properly. And then the kids become educated, and get the big jobs. But we can't leave the adults behind. So I will put some of the information on the statistics in the comments below or description section below. And Jamaica problem is political violence. So just like how Singapore had their skirmishes in the street between the Malaysian ethnic and the Chinese ethnic in the early 60s, well, Jamaica had their problem with the political parties, fighting, but we never get over it. That's our problem. We need to get over this political division in Jamaica and vote for one government, and whoever win, and we all unite behind that government who win the election. And the government need to sacrifice themselves, that they're not going to just politicize everything and work for 5 years, say, okay, I'm just going to do enough the last 5 years, get voted for again. But come get serious, put in the big plans, last for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and grow the economy. Okay, God bless you. God bless our Prime Minister in Jamaica. God bless the government. God bless the country of Jamaica. And God bless you. See you in my next video. Peace.